Hey, what's going on today, guys? My name's Sasha Dorn-Appler. I'm a director, DP, and editor, and I do commercial and documentary work. And today I want to talk to you guys about using one light for your interviews, along with some diffusion and some negative fill. Okay, so thank you for joining me. Let's open up my iPhone here and take a look at some of the frame grabs from the interview setup with one light. So we have the shot here, and this is me, and you can see it's really natural looking. We have a little bit of negative fill on the left side of my face and some key light on the right side of my face. And what I love about this key light is it's not lit, it's not super bright. It doesn't feel like there's a softbox there. I think that's due to the fact that we're using a key light, but we're also using the natural light that's spilling into the room as well. Here's the close-up shot. As you can see, very soft light, very natural, I think, and very realistic, which this is something that I'm trying to aim for, trying to get away from these very lit type interviews, you know, newsy style interviews. So as we can see here, we have the Felix Matrix, and this is LED bicolor light that Felix makes. I love the Felix brand. They're waterproof lights, so they can like have rain spilling on them. They actually have a video of a hose being sprayed onto it. And this one has, I believe, the barn doors on it, and it also has a Fresnel in there to control the beam and make it a little stronger. And we had this light at 100% at 5600 Kelvin, and we had it blasting through this diffusion, which is, I don't even know what number of diffusion it is, but it's by Newer, and it's about 20 feet long by 5 feet wide. And what I love about this is I can kind of fold it and create thicker diffusion, or unfold it and have more transparent diffusion, allowing me to control the light better. So I use that on a C-stand with a boom arm. You can see here on the windows, let's talk about quickly the windows here. So these windows had blinds on them, so I pulled all the blinds on the windows to control that light from spilling in onto the subject's face. The weather that day was partly sunny, partly cloudy, so we did have some change in the sunlight, but honestly, with this setup that I'm gonna show you, I didn't notice much of a change in the stops of light, and it was pretty consistent, so I was really happy with that. So moving on here, you can see we have the subject there and the light is blasting through. We have a lot of natural light spilling in. I'm gonna show you here through the top. There was all of these windows circling the top of this room, this white room, which I think helped as well, but the light was just spilling all over the place. So I want to control that. So along with the diffusion that the key light was going through at 100%, we also threw the diffusion over top of the subject to try to control that overhead light and make it as soft as possible. And then we have the negative fill on the left side of the subject, which speaks for itself. It's creating some shadow and some shade and some negative fill here to create more mood for the B camera, which is shooting into the dark side, creating more depth. And that really turned out nicely. And you can see the overall setup right there. It's basically like you're boxing in the subject. So we have our diffusion kind of in an L shape, wrapping right over the subject, and then our negative fill on the other side, really controlling that light. And I was super happy with how that turned out. And look at that, just one light coming in, and it's technically a second light, the sun. But with this technique, you can really control the light. I think the reason why I'm making this video is because I think it's important to share that in my past, I used to overlight. I think I would have used multiple kind of 3-point lighting to create that interview. And I think taking a step back recently in the last couple years and just trying to shape light rather than to add light. So bringing in more black blankets and just trying to shape natural light coming in through a window for an interview, or at the very most adding one light to boost that exposure a bit, not so much that it feels lit or unnatural, but just so it adds to what's naturally happening in that room, and shaping that light with diffusion and black fill or negative fill. So I hope you guys blah 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 blah. So I hope you guys found this helpful. I know this is something that I think is really important to practice, and I've been really happy with the results. So I would encourage you guys out there to try to just use one light, or try to just shape the natural light coming in. And one tip I would give you, if it's an overcast day, that's the perfect day to shape natural light coming in through a window for an interview, because with an overcast day, you know the sun's not gonna be poking in and out and changing your exposure. The exposure is gonna be perfect and maybe the whole day through if it's a rainy day. So that's a perfect opportunity to try to just use negative fill and maybe some diffusion to shape the light. So I'd encourage you to try to do that. And then if you have to, add in one more light to bring in just a little more exposure onto the face. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Click subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Leave me a comment. I'd love to get back to your questions and hear what you guys think, and we'll see you guys in the next video.